take your health to the next level, come to Big Spirit today. Now, the first episode of the OMI Podcast, we talked about Omni, but for the next two, get to know about us. But before we do that, I would like to talk about Omni. If you don't know, Omni is the Ohio Movement Initiative. We are trying to heal Ohio through movement. So if that's something you're interested in, you get a personalized plan, scan the barcode, and start your freaking journey today. Like our 20 members that we have now.
21.
What?
21. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did not know. Breaking news! We are at breaking news! Okay, so we're gonna have to take that down. We have a personal countdown. That we're doing because we want to. We're doing because 100,000 people change their lives. So we are at 99,979. Well, 78 now.
79.
79.
79.
Okay, so that number is just gonna keep going down. And if you would be interested, you don't have to be in Ohio. You don't have to be for the Omni Challenge. Just scan the barcode and start your fitness journey today. You will not regret it. As well as following us on all social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Trovo, and Kick. And we are live streaming right now on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, and Kick. Instagram and TikTok coming soon. And we have a donation button now, so people can donate. Our personal goal for that is $1,200, because if we get to that goal, we can sponsor 10 people to sign up for the Omni Challenge. So if you would like to donate, the donation bar is there. If you would like to. Now, on to this episode. I have the absolute privilege to be interviewing my good friend, not even good, my best friend for 13 years. Connor Meek. Connor, how are you doing today? Connor?
I'm doing good.
13 years.
13 years. It felt like it was just yesterday that we met at Vang's Asian Bistro.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it was my second job out of high school. I actually worked at the Menchie's in Crocker Park. Yeah. So I worked at the Menchie's in Crocker Park, and I forgot to request off. It was after prom. I was going camping with some friends. And I forgot to request off. So I got terminated. But my older brother was working at Vang's. Yeah, Mason Meek. And so I got brought on as a busboy. I felt like I killed it there. But that's how I met Tavo, because he was the son of the chef.
Yes. I would like to say the head chef of the Indian Bistro. And yeah, just 13 years later, here we are on the OMI Podcast.
Yeah, so it's been a long run. Many ups and downs. But not in our relationship, just where we're at in our life process. Yeah, but now we've been working together here at Fit Spirit for the past 3 months.
I believe so.
Yeah.
I would say officially August.
Right.
August, maybe a little bit
Right.
July.
Mm-hmm.
But officially, I would say 3 months. But I wanted to start off because you do so much. You do coaching. You are with the Lawrence affiliates. You do radar. You do construction. But let me just take a little.
Acting and modeling too.
Yes, acting and modeling. What can't you do? Bake bread, maybe. I don't know. Bake bread. Let's start at the beginning. So you are from Westlake. So tell me what it was like growing up in Westlake.
Yeah, so Westlake is an outer ring suburb of Cleveland. We're on the west side of Cleveland. So I went to Westlake City Schools K through 12. And I was a three-sport athlete in high school. I played basketball, football, baseball. So lots. I had a good introduction into fitness, via playing sports. What Oh, somebody says that they can't hear you.
How about now? Hear me? How about now?
Let me see.
Try this again.
All right. Testing. Testing. Turn your speaker all the way out. Yeah.
Let me know if I'm good.
Let's check the live stream real quick. We thought we sorted out our audio issues last time. Doesn't seem to be the case.
Whoopsie.
All right, one second. No, they can't still. They still can't hear you. They still can't hear you.
Oh no. Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2, 3. Well, I wish I could talk about Omni right now. The past-fighting time, but
Oh, they can hear you now.
Oh, good?
Yeah. So maybe just talk a little closer to the mic.
Okay. All right. Good.
Okay, yeah.
So we are back. I wonder how much they did not hear me.
Probably a good amount.
Well, welcome to the OMI Podcast. I'm going to be interviewing the co-host, Connor Meek. He has been my best friend for the last 13 years and has been truly an honor to be with him for that 13-year ride.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Westlake. So you grew up in Westlake. What was that like?
Yeah, so typical suburban upbringing, great parents, love them to death, and they love me to death. And yeah, three-sport athlete. Then after high school, I decided to do chemistry. I do, yeah. So I graduated with my Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry from Cleveland State. And I worked as a chemist at the different, chemical, mainly paints and coatings is where I used my degree. I worked at Sherwin-Williams, PPG,
and I worked as
Lubrizol as an intern.
the different,
and then I worked at a smaller coatings company, Dura Chemicals.
is where I used my
Those were all really great experiences because it taught me to think analytically and how to think like a scientist. Then I ended up transitioning into construction and the trades. So I still took that scientific, analytical mindset and applied it to construction. So I started my own business in September of 2024. So I just passed the year mark. So most businesses fail in the first year. So I passed the 1 year mark. So I feel pretty good about that. Yeah, and then, with construction, you get a lot of different problems that you come across, which is where, thinking like a scientist, I feel like fast-tracked my learning. Because usually you're picking up somebody else's work, or you're starting from scratch, or, the client has some some custom requests that you really have to sit back and think about. Is it feasible to do this project or not? Do the finances make sense? And so on and so forth. And then I guess I made my way to Fit Spirit back in March of 2025. So I was actually doing landscaping for a man named Alan Porter, and
I guess I made my way to Fit Spirit back in March of 2025. So I was actually doing landscaping for a man named Alan Porter, and
I don't mean to cut you off, Connor, but it looks like what you're echoing. Man, we are just testing.
Okay. Echoing. So maybe turn your
the mic volume down? Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Tavo's mom, for giving us all this feedback.
Shout out to my mom, love you, Mom.
The mic. Yeah.
And hopefully we're good now.
Yeah, let me pop on the Facebook Live. All right.
Just
Well,
making
thank
sure
you,
all
Tavo's
the audio
mom, for
is
giving us
fixed.
all this feedback.
Shout out to my mom, love you, Mom.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're good now.
Yeah, let me pop on the Facebook
I
Live.
have to say, I do love that you've been able to balance it all out. Because with everything you're doing now, can it be tricky trying to balance it all out?
Sorry, what was that?
I feel like that's 13 years I should know when you're on balance it all out. But trying to balance it all out, can it be tricky? Is it hard?
Sorry, there are, yeah, so the nice thing about all the work that I'm involved in, you can make yourself as available as you want to be or not. So say with acting and modeling, you have to.
The nice thing about
all the work
that
I'm involved in,
I forgot to add that into the beginning. Yes, you
can make yourself as available as you want to be
as well
or not.
as trying to do all these other businesses.
So say with
when
acting and modeling, you have to.
I remember you giving me a call saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, I want to do acting and modeling." I forgot to add that into the beginning. Yes, how did that happen? How did like a modeling?
Yeah,
as
I
well
think
as trying to do all these other businesses.
I just really enjoyed looking at shorts content and long form content on YouTube, and I feel like I have a lot of experience now that is worth sharing. Whether that be through this podcast or whether it be on camera,
just really
bringing some of these
enjoyed
character to
looking
life.
at shorts content and long form.
You and I
content
have
on
tried to
YouTube,
work on some of
and I feel like
your,
I have a lot of
your
experience now that is worth sharing.
individually produced
whether
films,
that
but the
be
timing
through
just
this
never lined up
podcast
to
or
come and be
whether
a
it be on
character for
camera
you.
bringing
So
some of these character to
I
life.
figured now I could do it the right
you
way.
and I
Let me
have
go
tried
get
to
some
work on
big
some of,
industry experience and
your
then come back and do the best acting that I can for you.
films,
So
but the timing just
it's kind of two birds
to
with one
come and be a
stone.
character for you, so.
But
I
yeah,
figured,
like with
now
acting
I
and
could do it the
modeling,
right way, let me go get some
flexibility
big
is key.
industry experience
And
then
it
come
just so
back
happens
and
that
do
all
the
the
best
other
acting
businesses
that I
I'm
can
involved
for
in
you.
are
So,
pretty much geared
it's
towards
kind of two birds with one
working your
stone.
own schedule. So for contracting,
But yeah, like
you
with
can
acting and modeling,
pretty much take
flexibility
jobs
is
as
key.
you want.
And it just so
Usually
happens
the busy
that
season
all
for
the other
construction
businesses I'm
is
involved in
spring.
are pretty much
Well, actually,
geared
no.
towards,
I'm thinking landscaping.
working your own schedule. So
Construction's pretty
for
much year round. I
contracting,
mean, you can do
you can
interior projects,
pretty
during
much
the
take
winter.
jobs as you
And then usually start doing the
usually busy
exterior,
season for
like additions and
construction
stuff
is
when you have good
spring.
weather.
Well, actually, no.
If you have to
think of
wrap
landscaping,
a house, you want to do that
construction's
before
pretty much
winter
year round. I
hits.
mean, you can do interior
So if you see
projects,
people with the
during
tieback
the winter.
wrap in the winter, that's
and then
usually
start doing the exterior.
so the GC didn't plan well to wrap the house in
If you have
time.
to wrap a house, you want to do that before.
But yeah, and
winter
then
hits.
now I'm getting
So to
into
see people
inspections.
with
I actually have my
tieback wrap
radon
in the winter,
testing
that's usually
and mitigation license. So
the GC didn't
that's
plan
actually
well
one of the
to
services that I
wrap the
provide
house
here
in
at
time.
Fit Spirit. Is I'm the licensed radon
But
tester
yeah,
and
and
mitigator.
then now I'm getting into inspections. I actually
Yeah,
have
so
my
how did
radon
you get to
testing
Pittsburgh?
and mitigation
Right.
You were doing
license. So
construction.
that's
Yeah.
actually one of the services that I
how did
provide here at
Pittsburgh
Fit Spirit.
Yeah,
is
so
I'm the
when I was
licensed
doing that
radon tester and
landscaping
mitigator.
project for Alan Porter,
Um,
we were sitting down
Yeah, so
doing
how did
payments
you
and
get
stuff, and then he
Right.
kind of we kind of started
Yeah.
talking about my business and like what direction I want to head in
Yeah,
with
so
it.
when I was doing that
And,
landscaping,
I was
project
like,
for
hey,
Alan
I'm doing
Porter,
like the handyman thing,
we were
but I
sitting
kind of want
down
to take
doing
the next
maintenance
step
and
and get
stuff,
more
and
into
then, he kind of
actual
we
construction,
started talking about my
running
business and like what
crews
direction I
and
want to
stuff
head,
like that.
head in with it.
And then he
And,
actually
I
gave
was
me
like, hey, I'm
Lawrence's
doing, like, the handyman
phone
thing,
number,
and I
our
kinda wanna
founder,
take the next step and
and
get more into
then I connected with him.
actual construction.
Got to talking with him, walked in here into Fitzspirit. I was like, wow, this is a gorgeous,
he actually
amazing place
gave me
to be in.
Lawrence's phone number,
then
our founder.
I sat
and,
back and I was kind of like,
then
wow,
I connected
he's
with him,
really what
got
I
to
want to
talk
be when I
with
grow
him,
up,
got
even though
walked in
I'm
here into
almost 30.
Fitzspirit. I
But
was like, wow, this is a gorgeous.
but he's doing
amazing
the
place to be
contracting
in.
in the past, and then
I sat back and I was
pivoted
kinda
into
like, wow,
fitness,
he's
health and
really
wellness, and ultimately made
what I want to be when I grow up.
Fit
Even
Spirit
though
Fitness,
I'm almost 30,
a
but
fitness clinic, not just a
but
gym.
he was doing the
And
contracting in the past.
So I was
and
like, you know
then
what? Let me just link
pivoted
arms
into
with Lawrence
fitness,
and
health and wellness, and
see what I can do. And
Fit Spirit
his knowledge and
Fitness,
his experience really
fitness
fast
clinic,
tracked
not
me
just a
from
gym.
going kind of like a handyman
And
into a general contractor.
So I was like, you know what? Let me just
and being
link
exposed to
arms
his
with
network
Lawrence
of
and,
people that he knew
see what I
also
can
helped
do.
me as
And
well. his knowledge and his experience really
and
fast-tracked
now
me
I'm
from
a
going
trainer
from, like,
here
a
as well,
handyman
which is
into
really
a
cool.
general contractor.
It's just constant stuff
And
just
being
being
exposed to
added
his
the list.
network of people that he knew also helped me as well.
You are just a
And
jack of all trades.
now I'm a
Yeah,
trainer
thank
here
you.
as well, which is really
So
cool.
what's coaching?
Oh, coaching's really fun. We have an awesome community of people here. Everybody wants to see each other succeed in everything that they do. You know, sometimes I'll
thank you.
talk to some of our clients about myself. You know,
coaching's really fun.
One client, Tiffany, she and I will go back and forth about acting and modeling and, you know, different angles to pursue and stuff, which is really cool. We have another
some of our clients
one named
about
Jen.
myself,
She actually does cosplay, which is really cool because Tom and I used to go to, I think we only went to one convention. Again, it was like a timing thing, but he and I went to a convention and, you know, we were presenting your cosplay for cheap segment, which was really cool. I mean, you have this amazing Flash suit made of everyday materials, and I'm looking at it, I'm just like, you used what? And it looks like that
segment, which was really cool. I mean,
you built up, I think, a pretty significant following at one point of cosplayers who were trying to come up with ideas and, you know, do them for what works for their budget.
Like that. And you built up, I think, a pretty significant following at one point of cosplayers who were trying to come
you're
up with
really
ideas
not going to
and,
find
do 'em for
something like
what
this.
works
I
for their
mean,
budget.
we talk about Planet Fitness all the time, but when you when you come in here, you have a team of professionals that really care,
really
not only about your health,
something
but
like
also
this. I mean,
what's
we talk
going on
about
with you
Planet
in your
Fitness
life
all the
too.
time,
Because
but,
I mean, how you're
when
doing mentally often
when you come in here,
translates into how your body is going to be doing. You know, wherever the mind goes, the body
not
follows.
only about your health, but also what's going on with you.
Yeah,
in your life too,
yeah.
because,
So
I
I
mean,
was
how you're
diagnosed with
doing mentally
schizophrenia
often
in March,
translates into how your body is
April,
gonna
because I
be
spent my
doing, you know, wherever
25th
the mind
in the
goes,
psych
body
ward. So
follows.
that whole thing happened, and I
so
learned a
I was
lot
diagnosed
about
with
mental
schizophrenia
health,
in
what drives
March,
me. I guess that was kind of my
April,
quarter
'cause I
life
spent my
crisis
25th
too,
in the
about
psych
what I
ward.
wanted to do and,
Um,
you know, what really
that
motivates
whole thing
me
happened,
to
and
do what I
learned
do
a
now.
lot
I mean, all the
about
things that I do
mental
now are
health,
things that I
what drives
wish
me.
I could have done.
I guess that was kind of my
but ultimately I
quarter-life
had
crisis too.
you know, you go
about what I
to college
wanted
for a
to do,
degree, you pay
know,
all this
what
money,
really
and if your
motivates me
parents
to
raise
do
you
what I
right, they're
do
putting
now.
you
I
on
mean,
the
all the things that I do now are things that I
putting you with the
wish I
bill
could have
so that
done.
you learn, obviously,
but
learn
ultimately
how to
I
pay
had to,
bills and all that
you know,
stuff.
you go to
and
college
have some skin in the game, paying
pay
it
all
off.
this money.
Um,
And if your parents
But
raise you
yeah,
right, they're putting
ultimately,
you
you
on
know, I
the-
learned a lot as a chemist, but I wasn't
putting you with the
really
bill so that you
where
learn,
I felt like I
obviously,
should
learn how
be.
to pay bills and all
But
that
now I'm
stuff.
in
Yeah.
all the
You have
different
some
things
skin
that I
in the
want to
game,
do, and I
paying
have a
off.
great team of people that support me in doing that.
But
I
yeah,
have my
ultimately,
best
you know, I
friend
learned a lot as a
Tavo, I
chemist,
have
but I
Lawrence,
wasn't
you know, I have this
really
community of people
where I
that come
felt like I
to
should be.
our in-house
Now I'm in
location
all the
here in
different things that I
Westlake.
want to do, and I have a great team of people
but
that support me in doing that. I
Yeah,
have
it's
my
just been a
best friend
blessing,
Tavo, I have
and
Lawrence.
you know,
I
every
have
day's a
this
new day
community
too.
of people that
For
come
better or
to,
worse, but
our in-house
this community,
location,
it's like we
um,
all
here in Westlake.
rise together, we all fall together,
but
you know, we help each other
yeah,
out.
it's just been a blessing, and
Yeah,
you know, every
yeah.
day's a
So
new day too.
I really take the
for
time to get
better
to
or
know
worse,
people.
but
I mean,
this
obviously, there's
community,
only
it's
so
like
much
we
that you
all
can do in 30 minutes,
rise
but
together,
as
we
you
all
keep
fall
coming
together,
and we
you know,
keep getting to know each other,
out.
obviously, you'll know a lot more about me, and I'll know a lot more about you.
I really take the time to get to know people. I mean, obviously, there's only so much that you can do in 30 minutes, but as you keep coming and we keep getting to know each other, obviously, you'll know
That's
a
so
lot more
broad.
about me. and you'll know a
One
lot
thing
more
to know
you.
about me. I would say, I hope passion would be one of the things that people pick up when you talk to me and get to know
So
me.
broad. One thing to know about me.
And it's so hard to give up on the
I
passions
would
too.
say,
So
I hope
I
passion
honestly can't give
be
up
one of the
until
things
they
that people
come
pick
to
up when
fruition.
you talk to me and get to know me.
And I feel like I see that one you do
And I just, it's so hard to give up on the passions too. So I honestly can't give up until they come to fruition.
I'm here for you too as well. I feel like I see that.
Yeah, so I pay close attention to each people in the group class. You know,
Like you're not just walking by and saying, "Great, doing great, guys, amazing."
and then pull out my phone or take a slug of coffee while I'm scrolling on Instagram or something. No, none of that.
You're definitely person focused.
Yes, yeah. So when you come to group class, we have a short conversation about some of the issues that you have physically. So it's a really big mix of things that we do for group exercise. We'll have you
so when you come to
doing plate workouts.
we have a short conversation.
The next day could be some running
that you have
and pressing with weights.
It's a really a big mix of things that we do for group exercise.
Yeah. It could be weights. It could be body weight, cardio, calisthenics. It's really a
pressing with
big mix of things, kind of like whatever we feel like that people need that day of group class. But as I get to know you and you tell me, what's going on with your body, there'll always be some sort of modified part of the exercise that you can do so that you're not straining things, not causing pain as you work out, because pain is very important when it comes to working out. You can't ignore it, but you also have to know what kind of pain you're feeling, right? So if you're getting some sort of lactic acid burn, that's going to feel like muscular fatigue. But if you have something going on with your joint and you have this sharp pulsing or like a dull pain, that's
some sort of lactic acid burn.
That doesn't mean that you're getting stronger or burning calories. It's your body, crying out, this movement doesn't work for me. Take a
sharp pulsing or like a dull pain. That's
hard pain. It's a good thing.
That doesn't mean that you're getting stronger or burning calories. It's your body,
so,
crying out, this movement doesn't work.
Like Tom just said, there's a difference between sharp shooting pain and then that lactic, burning. You might be a little bit tight the next day if you're pushing the weights pretty good. But that should resolve pretty quickly, as you get up and you do morning stretches and stuff.
And then that lactic, burning. You might be a little bit tight the next day if you're pushing the weights pretty good. But that should resolve pretty quickly, as you get up and you do morning stretches and stuff.
For like 4 days, my 1 week, it hurt because my Tiffany, she was like, you should do it, Tom. And so, I mean, it's really just listening to your body. And after the first set, I was like, sets of it. For like 4 days. I think I'm done, but I just wanted to show off. So that's on me.
We overplayed our hand. Having fun watching Tiffany and Jen work out, so they said, get out on the floor. And we're like, well, we got called out, so we better hit that floor.
Exactly,
But
we overplayed our hand.
That's kind of how I ended up
having
at
fun
Spirit
watching Tiffany and Jen work out. So they said, "Get out on the floor," and we're like,
"You're on deck because people want to get to know who you are, Mr. Tavo Dimas Jr."
But that's kind of how I ended up at Fit Spirit. A little bit about me. But I think you're on deck because people want to get to know who you are, Mr. Tavo Dimas.
So radon is a toxic, odorless gas. It comes up from the soil because there's differing distributions of uranium all over the world's soils. Now, since uranium is radioactive, one of its decay products is radon.
Comes up from the soil.
So radon's a gas. So after uranium decays, it turns into that gaseous radon, which then kind of makes its way up through the soil
uranium is radioactive
and gets into the lower levels of your house. Now, the reason why it's an issue when it's in your house is it causes lung cancer from its radioactive decay chain. So alpha particles are part of how it decays, and those alpha particles start ripping apart lung tissue as you breathe it in from its
radioactive decay
over the time that you're exposed to
alpha particles.
So the reason why radon kind of sits in your house is because of the stack effect.
Start ripping apart
so
tissue as you breathe it in.
As your HVAC system is running, and typically, it's a multi-factor type thing going on. So your HVAC system is running, which pushes air up through your house, creates warm air. And then you have a cooler zone in your basement, because cold air comes down to lower levels as warm air rises.
HVAC system is running, which pushes air up through your house.
It creates a partial pressure zone.
And then you have a cooler zone in your
radon gas is attracted to that negative pressure zone of your house, and ultimately it can get to toxic levels. So the EPA has 4.0 picocuries per liter
That's their concentration, picocuries per liter.
Negative pressure.
So anything at 4 or above,
and ultimately
they recommend mitigation. That's
so
their
the
action level.
So how do you
has
what is the
4.0
process like
picocuries per
when,
liter. That's their
someone
concentration,
gives you a call
picocuries
and
per
says,
liter.
"Hey, I need
So anything
someone
at
to
4 or
come over
above,
here and get it tested
they
first."
recommend
Yeah,
mitigation.
so
That's their action level.
So how do you
Typically, a
put
radon test comes in, or a request for a radon test comes in two forms. One is a real estate transaction. There's usually the home inspector will raise awareness to radon being an
Typically, a
issue,
radon test
and
comes in
now
for
since
a request for a
everybody's
radon
doing
test comes in
medical
two forms.
initiative, well, health and wellness
One
initiatives,
is a real estate transaction.
that's
there's
pretty common now
usually
to
the
get a
home
radon
inspector
test as
will
part of a
raise
real estate
awareness to
transaction.
radon being an issue,
Um,
and now since
But
everybody's
also
doing
outside of a real
medical
estate
initiative,
transaction,
well, health and
you know,
wellness
once you take
initiatives,
possession of the home,
that's
the EPA recommends testing
pretty common now
every
to get a
2
radon
years
test as part of a
because
real
there are
estate
different things that
transaction
could happen to your home. You know, there could be more cracks that
but
open up in the
also
foundation,
outside of a real estate transaction,
which will
you know,
change
once you
kind of
take
the
possession
negative
of the
pressure
home,
zone that you
the
have
EPA
in
recommends
the basement.
testing
Could
every
allow
2
for more
years
radon to come
because there are
in.
different things that could happen to your home.
So
you know, there could be
those-
more cracks that open up.
And
in
you
the
never know,
foundation,
like cancer. I mean,
which will
radon
change
causes lung
kind of the
cancer.
negative
You know, I
pressure
think you
zone
lose
that
about
have in
3,200
the basement.
people
Could allow
each
for
year
more radon
to
come in.
radonic cancer.
So those
And obviously,
and you never know, like
lung cancer can happen a lot.
Radon causes lung
It's more
cancer.
prevalent
You know, I think you
if
lose
you're a
about
smoker.
3,200
I mean, you
people
smoke
each year
and
to
exposed to radon. I mean, that's just a
radonic
recipe
cancer.
for an early death from
And
cancer.
Obviously,
Also, it looks like we're
lung
still
cancer can happen a
echoing.
lot. It's more prevalent
Still echoing.
if you're a smoker. I mean, you smoke
we do
and
apologize
exposed to
for this
radon. I mean, that's
issue
just
that
a
we are
recipe for an early death from cancer.
Maybe I'll just talk a little bit
Still
softer.
echoing.
The speakers might be sensitive.
Still echoing.
Hello. Okay.
Well, we do apologize. For
That's
this
pretty
issue
soft now.
that we are
Okay. I think maybe
Maybe I'll just talk a little bit
your
softer.
mic's picking up
Soft.
my voice as well,
speakers
and that's
might
why we're
be
echoing. So
sensitive.
I've turned the hello speaker
Okay.
down.
That's pretty
so
soft now.
Tabo's mother, you can keep giving us updates.
Thank
I think
you.
maybe
I
the
appreciate
sound-
that.
Thank
My
you.
mic's
My
picking
mom
up.
is amazing.
My
Yeah, we'll
voice
definitely
is
take a
right
step back
around, so
after
turn
this episode and
Try to work out the kinks.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Tabo's mother, you can keep
Yeah.
giving us updates.
Thank you. I
So-
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
back to
Amazing.
radon.
Yeah, we'll definitely take a step back after this episode and
Try to work out.
I
the
got my
kinks.
licensing
Yeah.
through the Home
Yeah.
Inspection Training Institute. We actually just sent another colleague, Jim,
so
to go get his
yeah, so,
tester license.
back
So
Good
to
he
old
and I-
Jim.
radon.
Yeah, so
Hope you study.
I got my license
Yeah.
through the Home
So
Inspection
he's,
Training Institute.
sitting through an
We
8
actually
hour,
just sent another colleague, Jim,
presentation of
to go
radon.
get his tester license.
down
Good
in
old Jim.
North Canton, Ohio.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so Joe Jeffries, Matt Adams, you know, Todd, they run
So
the,
he's,
the training institute
sitting
down there.
through an
Great
8 hour,
guys.
presentation of radon.
So yeah, Jim will be doing radon
down in
testing
North
with
Canton,
me.
Ohio. Yeah,
so
so
that'll
Joe
be fun to
Jeffries,
work with
Matt
him.
Adams, you know,
But yeah,
Todd,
as
they
far
run
as
the
radon is
training institute
concerned,
down there. Great guys.
those are kind of the basics of radon. Now I also do
So
radon
yeah, Jim will be
mitigation.
doing
Yes.
radon
Um,
testing
So
with
that
me.
once you do
so
the
that'll be
testing
fun
and
to
it
work with
comes
him.
out,
But yeah, as
bad,
far as radon
so
is
that's when you do the
concerned,
mitigation.
Yeah,
those
so
are
if
kind
the
of
levels
basics
come
of
out
radon.
at
Now
4
I
or
also do
above,
radon mitigation.
I'll definitely tell you, hey, this needs
So
to be
that-
mitigated.
so
Otherwise, you
once
know,
you
there's
do
a
the
good
testing and
chance
it
that
comes
over
out
long-term exposure, you're going to get
bad,
cancer from
so that's when you do
the
the
ex-
mitigation.
from the
Yeah,
toxic
so
levels
if
of
the
radon.
levels come out at 4 or above,
So mitigation,
I'll
it's
definitely tell
pretty
you, hey,
simple.
this needs to be
Well, depending
mitigated,
on what you
otherwise,
ask for as
you know,
the
there's a
client.
good chance
So
that
if you
over
do it
long-term exposure,
my way,
you're
it's
gonna
pretty
get cancer
straightforward.
from the toxic levels
So
of radon.
what we'll do is we will
So
core
mitigation,
through
it's pretty
the
simple,
floor of
well,
your
depending on
basement,
what you
or
ask for
you know,
as
if you have a
the
slab
client.
foundation.
So if you do it my way,
we'll core
it's pretty
through
straightforward.
that slab, and
so
then we'll
what
start
we'll do
scooping out
is we will
aggregate from
core
underneath your
through
house,
the floor,
and then
of
we'll
your
make various
basement,
suction
or,
pits
you know, if you have a slab foundation
under your slab.
we'll core through.
And there's a couple of
that
different, you know,
slab,
it's called
and
active
then we'll start scooping
depressurization
out
is the
aggregate from
fancy
underneath
term
your
for it.
house, and then we'll make various
So
suction pits.
we could go through your drain tile. So drain tile will
under your
extend
slab.
around the
And there's a
perimeter
couple of different,
of your
you know,
house, which
it's
is
called
great
active
if you have
depressurization is the
coarse
fancy
gravel
term
as your
for it.
aggregate. Most new construction
so
use gravel
we
as
could
the
go through
aggregate
your drain
underneath the
tile.
foundation.
So drain tile will
So there's a lot of air
extend
gaps
around the
between
perimeter of your
gravel,
house,
which
is great if you
makes
have
drain tile the perfect option
coarse
to
gravel as your
extend
aggregate.
that
Most new
pressure
construction
field
use gravel
and suck air out from underneath the slab, so we'll install a fan with that system as well. It's running 24/7, venting that the soil gases from under your slab up over your roof line.
Suck air out from
so,
under the slab, so we'll install.
And that's exactly what I'll do. So I'll install a pipe either in your drain tile, or we pick a corner of the house and run the pipe down there, and then we'll go up through the side of your house, through that exterior wall,
and that's
up
exactly what
over
I'll
the
do.
roof line. So I'll tack
some drain
some
tile, or we pick a corner of the house,
some holders up against the side of your house, and then
through the side of your house,
the PVC pipe
exterior
over your roof line.
wall up over the roof line.
Yeah, so it's pretty straightforward. It just depends. I mean, some clients, they want aesthetics. Say they don't want to see that pipe in their home, and now they want drywall. They want framing put up and drywall put up, which means that you're painting,
so it's
trim.
pretty straightforward. It just depends. I mean, some
So
clients, they want,
it just depends what you want. If you do it
say
my way, which is
they
quick,
don't want to see that
simple,
pipe
and
in their
easy,
home,
the price
and
point
now
will
they
be
want drywall,
pretty
they want
good.
framing put
But
up,
if you ask
drywall
for
put up,
some
which means
amazing
painting,
finished
putting
work,
trim,
it'll go up from there.
So yeah, it just
But yeah,
depends what
I
you
mean,
want.
that's pretty much radon
my way, which is quick,
testing and
simple,
mitigation
easy. The price point will be
in a nutshell.
pretty good.
So I'm one of the providers here. I think I said that earlier in the video for
it'll go up
radon testing and mitigation. So if you go on our website and you click our list of services, and then you see radon testing, the cost is $175. We have that listed on the website. So it's pretty simple. So what I'll do, if you request radon testing, whether it's a real estate transaction or or just for your own knowledge, if you've never gotten a radon test before, don't know what it is, you never know if you have toxic levels unless you test for it.
If you request
So I have these devices. They're called radon iPros, and it's a continuous radon monitor. It's state of the art. It has a quality control, quality assurance plan. It's calibrated annually. It's an NRPP rated device. NRPP is the kind of like the radon board for the nation. They have a list of devices that they certify and work with those manufacturers to make sure that they're good for testing radon. So I have a good amount of those devices.
So you would just
they have a list of
devices
devices that they certify.
if you haven't heard about radon and you don't know where you stand when it comes to your levels, you can call me directly, or you can go through the FitSpirit website and book a consultation, and we can go through the history. You might already have a mitigation system installed in place, but if you don't know if it's working, I can come out and check that as well. We can check the efficacy of the system by just doing a simple radon test.
You might already have a mitigation
as well as your
system installed in
construction
place, but if you don't know if
and
it's working,
all your other services.
I can come out and check that as well.
I mean, I guess
check
not
the
modeling.
efficacy
We
of
won't
the
have that on
system
the
by
website.
simple
But
radon
so
tests.
overall, how can they get in contact
as well
with
as
you
your
without getting on
construction
the Spirit?
all your other
Yeah,
services.
so I am on
I
Facebook,
guess
I'm
not
on
modeling, we
LinkedIn,
won't have that on the
any of the
website,
social medias you can
but,
reach out.
So
And,
overall, how can they get in contact with you?
Reach out to me on, I have a business line that I
Yeah,
keep.
so
I have an
I'm
email.
on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn.
So you'll be able to
any of the
find that
social medias
easily,
you can reach out.
just
And,
looking for me on the websites, or you could blow up
reach out to
Tabo's
me
phone,
on,
or
I have a
Florence.
business line that I
You can
use,
call
and
the
they could
FitSpirit.
intercede for me.
Yep, the
Yeah, we're
FitSpirit
called
line.
FitSpirit line.
So
you'll be able to
Get your
find that
consultation.
easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just looking for me on the
Well, thank you
websites,
for
or
letting me
you can blow
interview
up Tabo's
Connor.
phone.
Now, before we go, how I like to end off my interviews, I like to do a little rapid fire question. Are you down for that?
I am down for that.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right.
Well, thank you for letting me interview Connor.
Hold on, let me get some
Now,
coffee
before
first.
we go, how I like to end off
Might be
my
using all my
interviews,
brain
I like to
cells
do
here.
a little
Exactly.
rapid
No, they're
fire
simple, I
question.
promise you.
Are you down for that?
I'm
Famous
down
last
for
words.
that.
Okay, fantastic. All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold
Call
on,
or
let me get some
text?
coffee for this.
Call.
Might be using all my brain
Does
cells
pineapple
here.
belong on
Exactly.
pizza?
No, they're simple. I promise you.
Yes.
Famous last
What's
words.
your favorite body part to work out?
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Call or text?
I'd probably have to say
Does pineapple
my
belong on
doubts.
pizza?
Leg day.
Yes.
Yay or nay?
What's your favorite body
Yeah,
part to work
definitely.
Favorite animal?
One thing about leg day is that it's important to lift
I'd
legs
like to say
because you get the highest
my doubts.
human growth hormone response
out? Leg day.
when
Yay
you
or
squat,
nay?
which helps develop
Develop
muscles in other part of your body because
one thing about
muscle
leg day
muscle
is
growth
that
is driven by
it's
hormones. I mean,
important
that's
to
why
lift legs
a lot of guys use
because you
steroids
get
and all
the
that stuff because
highest
you can't
human
can't put on muscle without your bodily chemistry being geared
which
to do
helps
so.
develop
But
muscles in
as a
other parts of your
natural,
body because
you gotta squat
muscle
because that's what
growth
gets
is
you
driven by
the right
hormones,
hormone
that's why
profile to put on
a lot of
muscle.
guys use steroids and all
Continue.
that stuff because you can't.
Well, I was about to say
put on
thank you
muscle
for your
without,
leg
your bodily
day
chemistry
TED
being
talk.
geared to do so.
It was really
But
beautiful.
as a natural,
Favorite animal?
you gotta squat because that's what gets you the right hormone profile to put on muscle. Continue.
Animal, man.
Well, I was about to say
Nothing-
thank
nothing
you
came-
for your
nothing
leg-
came to mind
leg day
at
TED
first.
talk.
I mean,
it was really
probably a
beautiful.
dog.
Favorite animal?
Yeah,
Nice and simple. Coffee or tea?
coffee,
Netflix or YouTube?
Animal man.
YouTube.
I did not.
Early
I was gonna
bird
say
or
Nothing
night
came to
owl?
mind really
At first.
Yes.
4 a.m.
I mean,
This
4
dude
a.m.
somehow is awake at
Yeah.
like 3 a.m. in the morning.
But to be fair, I fall
Coffee
asleep at
or
like
tea?
7:30 or
Coffee.
8 p.m.
Netflix.
Now, since we're close to Valentine's Day,
YouTube.
what is one
Early
thing that
bird
you
or
look
night
for
owl?
in a woman?
Early bird. 4 a.m.
This
4
dude
a.m. club.
somehow
The heart.
was awake at
The
like
heart.
3 a.m. in the
Yes.
But to be fair, I
Man,
fall asleep
that
at like
is-
7:30
that's
or
beautiful.
8 p.m.
morning. Now, since we're close to Valentine's Day,
No,
what
but
is
for
one
real.
thing that you
Okay.
look for?
Well, that is good to have.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and the final question:
heart.
what is your favorite cheat meal?
Yes. Favorite
Man,
cheat meal?
that is- that's
Chipotle.
beautiful.
Chipotle.
Which means I cheat every day. But I will start
No,
that
but
meal
for
plan
real.
here soon.
Well, that is good to have.
So, what is
Yes.
on your Chipotle?
Yes.
And the
On
final
my Chipotle,
question,
so
what is your favorite cheat
I make sure that I get
Favorite cheat
a
meal?
tortilla
Chipotle.
in the bowl and then I
Which
lean
means I
over the
cheat every
sneeze
day.
guard as I ask
But I
for
will start that meal plan here.
my
like
toppings.
soon-ish.
So, what is on your Chipotle?
So I'll get white
On my
rice,
Chipotle. So
uh,
I
pinto
make sure that I
beans,
get a
I'll get
tortilla
fajita
in the
veggies,
bowl, and then
I
I
will
lean over the
get,
sneeze guard as I ask for
corn salsa, tomato
my
salsa,
toppings.
hot sauce,
So
sour
I'll
cream,
get white rice,
cheese, lettuce, and then a side of
pinto
vinaigrette.
beans. I'll get fajita veggies.
Classy, buddy.
I will
Yeah.
get.
So if you get that order, it's a
corn
lot of
salsa,
food,
tomato
especially when you
salsa,
lean over the
hot
sneeze guard.
sauce,
Well, as you always told me, you
cheese,
got to eat
lettuce,
big to
and
get
a
big.
side of vinaigrette.
Yes.
Yes.
So
So
if
thank you, Connor, for
Yeah,
letting me
so
interview
if you
you.
get that order,
and
it's a lot of food.
I just want to say
especially
I
when
love you, buddy,
lean over
and
the
I
sneeze
appreciate
guard.
you.
Well,
letting
as
me
you always
interview
told me, you got to
about
eat big to get big.
Yes.
what
so
you're doing
So
and
thank
what
you,
we're planning on
Connor,
doing.
for letting
I
me
love you, man.
interview
You are
you,
seriously
and
my best friend.
I just want to say I
We've
love
been
you,
through
buddy,
it. We've had
and I
our
appreciate
ups and
you,
downs, but at the end of the day,
letting me
we're
interview
still here.
you
So
about
thank you and God bless you.
man, you're gonna make me cry.
what you're
though.
too,
doing
bro.
and what
You caught me, buddy. I was trying to get the tears at the end.
Seriously,
Yeah.
my
So
best
a
friend.
little. So we had a little
We've
bit of
been
a
through it,
video
we've had
format,
our ups and downs, but at the end of the day,
different from last time.
we're
So
still here. So thank you. And God
you can
bless
see the chat box now is active, so we
Oh,
fixed that issue.
caught me,
We
buddy. I was
also
trying to
do
get the
have
tears
our
at the
QR
end.
code in the bottom
Yeah,
right
so
of the
a little-
video. So
we
for
had a little
anybody
bit of a
who's
video
new,
format.
you scan that QR
different from
code with
last
your
time,
phone.
so
It'll take you to some intake
you can
forms
see
for
the
the
chat box
Ohio
now is
Movement
active, so we
Initiative.
fixed that issue.
Um,
we also do have our
and
QR code in the
if you
bottom
fill them
right
out,
of the
Tavo will then
video,
get an
so for
email,
anybody who's
and then
new,
we can get you
you
guys
cl-
on
you,
for the
scan that
Ohio
QR
Movement
code with
Initiative.
your
It's
phone,
really
it'll take
fun.
you to some intake
You
forms
can
for
see
the
in this
Ohio Movement
bar right
Initiative.
here if
And
you guys are able
if
to
you
and
fill
you're
them out,
willing,
Tavo will then
donate
email,
because we will use
and
this
then
money
we
to
can get you
sponsor
guys
10
onboarded
OMI
for the Ohio
memberships.
Movement Initiative,
Once we
which
hit
is
that
really fun.
Once we hit that goal, of
You
course.
can see
And
in this
then
bar right here.
we also have our OMI Unserved account
you
at the
guys
bottom
are able to
in
and
big
you're
text.
willing,
Yeah.
donate. 'cause we will
And
use
so
this
right now
money
we're
to
at
sponsor 10 OMI memberships.
99,979 people who
Once
do
we hit
not
that goal,
have
of course.
OMI
And then
memberships. So we want to
we
see
also
that
have
number
our
go
OMI
down
Unserved account
every single
at
time
the
we
bottom
live stream
in
for
big
this
text.
podcast.
Yep. And
So
right now we're
this
at
is a call to the community.
99,979
If you
people who
want to
do
heal
not
through
have
movement or help
OMI
others heal
memberships,
through
so we
movement,
wanna
because
see
like
that
we
number
said
go
before,
down
where
every
the
single
mind
time
goes,
we
the
live
body
stream
follows.
with this podcast.
But where the body
so
goes,
this
the
is a
mind
call
follows
to the
follows
community.
also. So the
If
two
you wanna
work
heal through
together.
movement
I mean, the
or
whole
help
human
others
body,
heal
it's
through movement, 'cause
one
like we said
component,
before,
but
where the mind
you can
goes, the body follows.
you can
It's
distill
still
it down
but
into separate body
where
parts.
the body
But
goes,
if one
the
part
mind
doesn't
follows
feel
al-
good,
follows also.
a lot
So
of
the
things that
two
Lawrence does, he'll
work together.
identify,
I mean, the whole human body.
your
it's-
pain,
It's one component.
but the
But you can
area causing pain
distill it
could
down
be
to separate
far
body
away.
parts. But
You know,
if one
so,
part doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
You know,
always
a lot
treat
of
the
things
mind and
that
body
Lawrence
as
does,
one working
identify,
component because
you
it
know,
is.
your pain. But
And I think that's all I got.
And that's
area
that's
causing
it
pain
for
could
us.
be
Thank you guys
far
for tuning
away.
in for the OMI
You know,
Podcast.
so,
tune in
Yeah, always
tomorrow
treat
at
the mind and
noon
body
where
as one working
I'm gonna be
component
interviewed, I
because it
guess.
is.
Yeah.
So I was hoping to interview him today, but it looks like we're running a little short on time. So we'll get him tomorrow at 12. And
Tune in
if you guys have
tomorrow
questions
at
for me
noon where
that you want me to ask him, DM me.
Oh,
and
jeez.
yeah, I'll let you know if I'll ask him.
hoping to interview him today, but it looks like we're
Please
running
keep
a
it
little
PG.
short on time. So we'll get him
Alright.
tomorrow
No, I
at
won't.
12.
Thank you guys for
and
tuning in to the OMI
If questions for me
God
that
bless
you
you.
want to ask him,
And
DM
have
me.
a wonderful
And tell
I'll let
everybody
you
you
know
know
if
about
they'll ask
OMI.
me.